sorry.
James.
This?
James.
Crushes me.
James.
The boss fight isn't over until you give her one last shot. Like, why?
James.
It's so fucked up.
James.
Like, you can't end this boss fight. There's no way.
James.
So ready to kill myself?
James.
Yeah, that's it. The only thing you can do is this.
James. James.
That's it. Positive vibes.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James. Please. Please do something for me. Go on with your life.
Oh shit, did I get the saddest ending? Oh fuck, I think I did. Let's enjoy this.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
Oh fuck, here we go.
You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never do. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done a terrible thing to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that. But I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean.
Sorry.
Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I've missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me. Or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter's gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
Yay! The most happy game in the world! Alright! I fucking love this game though. Everyone feeling good? Yeah, easily one of the most depressing games I've ever played in my life, but also one of the most awesome. So I apologize if that puts you in a depressing mood or depressed mood, but the story is so beautiful. I'll go on a rant. I didn't know I was gonna get that ending, because there's something you have to do specifically to get that ending. It's called leave. Yes. So leave is the ending where Mary reads her final letter to James. That's the letter that they've been alluding to for the whole game. And if you play other versions of the game, James never finds that letter. He never reads that letter. He never hears that letter. And there's a couple of things that you have to do to get that ending. I didn't think that I got that ending, but I did. So when I was like, oh yeah, I want to play this game again to specifically get the ending that's the most emotional, this is the one. This is probably one of the most emotional endings in the game because it is Mary pouring out her soul, and it's crazy because it's one of the most, I think personally, one of the most conflicting endings, because Mary is apologizing to James for how she treated him even after we find out that he killed her. It's kind of crazy. It's really conflicting because it's like, she said that she wanted to die. She said that the hospital was just keeping her alive to make money off of her. She didn't want to be a burden on him. She was being snappy because of the disease. They don't even say what the disease is, but they were basically just like alluding to her having this terminal illness, and you know, the outlook was just grim, and she was just like, fuck it. Like, she was just obviously just not in a good mood, and her mood kind of, she feels like her mood after she was dealing with her diagnosis ruined their relationship. And even after you find out, like I said, James killed her, he feels like he was doing it twofold, right? For like, he felt like he was putting her out of her misery, but he felt like he was putting her out of his misery as well. He just couldn't deal with it. It was a burden on him to have this loyalty to care for her, even in her darkest moments. And he was just like, I just can't do this anymore. But then a part of him felt like, oh, let me negotiate that by saying, you know, she also said that she doesn't want to be alive anymore, so that's fine, right? It's okay that I killed her. So he's conflicted about the fact that he doesn't know if he killed her because she was in pain and he wanted her to feel good, and he doesn't know, or on the other side, he doesn't know if he killed her because he just was tired of taking care of her, if she was just a burden. So that's why he feels so guilty. But in that last letter, she apologizes to him for just being a burden on him, and she's just like, dude, James, I just don't want you to remember me as this burden that I was, but I would hate for you to even forget who I was, you know what I'm saying? So she's conflicted. She's like, you know, I want you to remember me, but I don't want you to remember me like that. And it's like, what game ever has ever talked about this deep of an emotional connection in any character? I don't think there's ever been this deep of an emotional connection between characters in the game that I've played personally. A lot of games deal with surface connections and love triangles that's juicy and stuff like that, because that stuff is simple, right? It's like a third party, it's something complicated, but true love always prevails. This game is the foggiest, pardon the pun, this is the foggiest idea of love in the game that I've ever seen. And I think that's why it stuck with me, because it's like, either way you look at it, it's tragic. He loved her so much he killed her, or she loved him so much that she blamed herself after he killed her. Either way, everyone loses. either way, everyone feels shitty. Either way, everyone feels bad, but they just have to move on, you know? And it's such a revelation when you like really understand the story and you realize, since we're at the ending, we talk about Angela Roscoe, her story dealing with not just rape, but rape and incest. The way they handled rape, incest, and then just the rage killings from Eddie. Then on top of all that, you have the story with James and Mary. It's just levels on levels and levels of emotions. It's just like, I don't think I've ever seen a movie that's tried to pull the emotions out of me that this game has tried to pull out of me. Because it's like, the whole point of this game is the conflict, right? It's like Angela is a murderer. Spoiler. Eddie is a murderer. James is a murderer. All of them have killed. But do you feel sorry for them? Do you feel sorry for their victims? Do you feel sorry? Like, in Angela's case, you don't feel sorry for her victims at all, but you feel sorry for her. But she's unapologetic murderer. In Eddie's case, the people who teased him, they're jerks. Like, they're assholes. They're people who come after him, but he kills them. But he's unapologetic about killing them. Do you feel sorry for him? Do you feel sorry about the person who's unapologetic about killing the jerks? It's another question. It's like, fuck, do I feel sorry for that? Who do I feel sorry for? You know, do I feel sorry for the person who was killed? Who was obviously willing to be a jerk? Or do I feel sorry for the person who was picked on? Then you get to James. Do you feel sorry for him, who was the ever loyal, ever loving husband until he just broke, he snapped. And he tried to take care of Mary as long as he could, but she snapped at him. The system snapped at him, or the system just broke. And there was all these instances of just like unfairness. And then she's almost welcoming her fate. You know what I'm saying? She's like saying, it's my fault. It's my fault that you're upset. But then he kills her. Do you feel bad for her for going through this shit? Or do you feel bad for him for going through this shit? But then he kills her. Do you feel bad for him? He's a murderer. Like, I don't think any game I've ever played has brought up this amount of questions for like the level, like in terms of ethics, morality, in terms of just like pure emotion. I don't think any game has brought up the level of emotion this game has brought up. And I don't think any game has brought up the level of ethics this game has brought up. So that's my rant on Silent Hill 2, why it's one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah. I would love for you to argue any game is more interesting than this. Like, you can argue a game has a better written story, a better paced story arc. I don't care, whatever. But if you're talking about the sheer amount of questions, ethics, morality, and conflict in one game, I don't think there's any game that's ever matched this, ever. And look, I fucking teared up during Final Fantasy VII. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm talking about the original one. I didn't play the remake, so don't spoil that. But in that, it's like, I don't care what story you bring up. What story brings up this much conflict in the characters? And it's like, first of all, that's not an American style story. A lot of people that I talk to talk about the fact that American storylines love very clear-cut heroes and villains. America loves, this is bad guy, this is good guy. The American psyche almost can't handle gray areas. We can't. And whether that's in real life or whether that's in storytelling, we don't know gray areas because we're so trained to think that good is good and bad is bad. It's not real life, though. Real life is all different shades of gray. And
Well, be careful.
Hey, C Def, what's up? Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. This is my little rant of Silent Hill 2. I gotta just do this little rant because I love this game so much. But real life is great. Real life is great. There are no heroes. There are no villains. All the people you think are heroes, really not. People you think are villains are way more complicated than that. That's just life. And the fact that Silent Hill 2 manages to bring up not just one, not just two, but 3 instances of that question, I think is probably the best and most successful instance of storytelling in a game I've ever experienced. And for that reason specifically, I've never experienced, because when you think about it, all Silent Hill 2 has done was give you 3 instances of, are you going to question if this person is good or bad? That's it. Are you going to question if this is right or wrong? And they give you 3 scenarios. They give you Eddie Dombowski, Angela Roscoe, and James Sunderland. 3 different scenarios, completely different, where you can have different opinions on the attackers and on the victims. It asks you, almost hands off, the game just asks you, who do you feel sorry for? Who's the victim? Who's the hero? The game doesn't judge. The game doesn't cast judgment on any of the characters. If anything, you cast judgment on the game's characters by fighting them, by progressing the story. But even with Angela's character, they don't cast judgment. They just let her walk off. And it's like, that's the beauty of this game, is that it leaves you with just these fucking ethical questions. Like, these questions are bigger than any fucking game. These questions are bigger than Konami or fucking Silent Hill or Resident Evil or Capcom. These questions are ethical. These questions are like existential, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my rant. So that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, that's why I like this game. That's why I love this game, because from a storytelling perspective, I don't think there's ever been a more successful story told in video games. And you can fight me. You can argue. You can argue with me all fucking day. But I don't think there's ever been a story that's been put forward this successfully in any video game. To make you not know who to feel good for or bad for. If I was to ask you who's the villain and who's the antagonist and who's the protagonist in Silent Hill 2, make a list. I promise you, someone could argue that list to the fucking core, because you will fucking start to question who's the antagonist and protagonist in that list. That's the point of the game. You don't know who the protagonists are. You don't know who the antagonists are. Is Pyramid Head the antagonist? You think he is. But look closer at James's story. Is he fucking the protagonist, or is James the protagonist? You know, or is he the antagonist, or is James the antagonist? You don't know. That's why I love this game. Pyramid Head in some cases is the hero, depending on whose side you're on. Pyramid Head is bringing justice to the situation. So, yeah. This is one of the best games, if not the best game I've ever played in my life. One of the most successful stories that have ever existed. Probably one of the most successful stories that will ever exist in video games, because I don't know if there's any game that will dive this deeply into character development and ethics. Games are too linear now. Games want to tell a story, very clear cut, whether it's grim, whether it's good, you understand it. But I don't think enough games deal with gray. And Silent Hill 2 is gray. It is the gray. Silent Hill 2 is the grayest game I've ever seen. Not just because of the fog. In terms of just mood, in terms of ethics, in terms of morality, it is the grayest game. If you can argue who the hero is and who the villain is in this game, I'll give you a fucking prize. Because I promise you, anything you put forth can be argued against. And that's just the truth.